I'm doing something different. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to shut this part of it off so that I don't have to worry about all of that. And it looks good. So I'm going to put this here because of the fact that when I started putting this together, there was this having problems trying to set up my my the time I wanted to put it on. So it wouldn't let me do it. And I'm like, okay. So obviously they didn't want to take my latte. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the 6-day energy. I have a energy drawing that we're going to be using. So we're going to just dive into today. Let me see if I can go back and go into here. Okay, so today we're dealing with Wednesday the 17th. So let me open this up. Okay, so we're dealing with today's 17th. And this is the Yellow Galactic Star, Wednesday the 17th. I harmonize in order to beautify modeling art. I seal the store of elegance with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of free will. The color is yellow. The planet is Venus. The chakra is solar plexus, of course. And we are dealing with Earth. Family signal is the rune that we're dealing with. So let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the rune that is on today. I went right to it. Okay. So this is, the message from this is from the point of view of fourth and fifth dimension interspace is a cube. We're doing hyperelectric, which is the active telepathic, and the fifth super subconscious, and the fifth time dimension thermic force field. So today we have this card. Okay. And this one is giving you the energy of comfrey, the comfrey plant. Now we have the compass, we have the arrow. How interesting, because this one has the line in the drawing, and this one has it here also. Okay, can't make this stuff up. Comfrey. I love the plant comfrey. Comfrey is awesome. So I'm going to click back over so I can see anybody who's coming in to talk because of the weirdness that's going on. Okay, there. So also in notifications, they're not letting people get my notification when I go on until like much later when I get into the work of it. And then everyone's coming in wondering what we're talking about. So I feel a change coming, number 34. So I'm going to just kind of put this out there and share this with you guys. I have some mystical things that's been happening. It started last night. But first, let's talk about this card. Okay. So this one is, I want to say radio. And this is free. This is travel, decision, navigation, journey, choice, control, direction, path, and rhythm. And it's tucked far away from the familiar world where lies a well-worn path through thick bush and grove, and radio and comfrey guide the way, bestowing endurance and companionship in a worried traveler. So this one is actually, the comfrey is a beautiful plant. It wards off a lot of illnesses and it works with injuries, but comfrey, other name for it is called knit bone, and or bone knitting or knit bone, and it works with helping to mend those places of the body when you're having injuries or you're dealing with injuries. It works with all of that. So here's the contemplation. I am fully focused on the present moment, or do thoughts of the past and future consume me? So are you focusing on the present moment, or are you worried about what is consuming your future? Okay. So this is the rune that we're working with. And this rune is also about journey, taking the journey. It moves about journey, choices. When you feel overwhelmed and you feel kind of indecisive, it works with choices. Okay. So we're going to keep this one here. Our next one, okay, so our next one, and I'm going to bring this in. What is our rebel? So our rebel is going to be, she feels, she knows. She feels, she knows. This is the rebel. She feels, she knows. Okay. She feels, she knows. Number 22. And then what coincides with that, when it talks about the resurrection, we talk about the turning point. And it's number 30 for the turning point. Number 30 for the turning point. Hey, lovely. Yeah, I had to do it like this because they were giving me problems to try to set it up. So I had to come on and be on and not put in a time. And they were giving me a hard time to set it up. Okay, and what have we forgotten? Transmutation. Now I'm going to go back through this. Number 23. Here, YouTube, this is just for you. Transmutation. Number 23 for you. There you go. How's that for some support? There you go. Okay, so now let's jump into the meaning of this. So we're going to go into number 22. And I'm going to change the spotlight energy. Kind of like that one too. Ooh, that kind of did something interesting. Okay. So she feels, she knows. I'm going to keep this one really short because it has a lot of info in it. Okay, this one is about brings you Pacific guidance. The situation in your current life or particular geared towards more significant manifestation that is coming to you according to your life path and purpose. So here's the healing words. Stand with your feet and your hips wide and your arms loosely and comfortably at your side, slightly away from your body. Say out loud, I feel the light of all that I am and I will be unfolding from within me now. Oh, I like that. I feel the light of all that I am and I will be unfolding from within me now. And then the next part that you say is, I surrender what is into the loving fire of transformation, the light of which illuminates the present and manifests the future in the highest creative expression of unconditional love. I love that. That is beautiful. So that is the energy of this. And I'm going to go back and say that last part again. I surrender what is into the loving fire of transformation, the light of which illuminates the present and manifests the future in the highest creative expression of unconditional love. On the back had to knock at the door. What? Huh? What? On the back had to knock at the door. Okay. So now the resurrection card that comes into place for this. Okay. She's all about turning point. So what's the turning point? And that's a number 30. So there's that Trinity. Okay, turning point. Choices we make. Choices we make. There are pivotal moments in life that are huge turning points. It's the choices that we make that lead us down a certain road that we are sometimes forked, meaning we need to make further decisions along the way. So look deeply inside yourself. You already know the steps to take that will help you navigate these landmark moments. So she feels she knows, and then a turning point. And it still connects to that TRUST, trusting the self. So that's where that's coming in with that trust. Now, the transmutation of what have we forgotten is number 23. And the true essence meaning of that one, transmutation tent. Okay, transmutation tent. This one is talking about neutralizing and making sure that the energy that you're neutralizing and moving out of your way is clearing those blockages. Okay, this is like saying the practice of alchemy begins as a treasure hunt rooted in transmutation. Okay, is defined as changing or altering an element in form of appearance or nature, and especially in the higher form of alchemy. So when we look at this, we're talking about the source of the giving us of our DNA being clear and moving things out of your space that is not of its own divine nature. Okay, so getting rid of the artificial energy of that. So that's where we are in today on the 6th day. I know, I like that back door. Yeah, you know what? I did have to go through the back door to get in because the way they set this up. So when I put the description in of what I was going to talk about, that's where the problem came in. It's almost like it saw what I was going to talk about and it wasn't going to permit that. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what that's all about. Okay, fine. So I just went ahead and said, let me try to set it up again. So I tried to set up the schedule again and it wouldn't let me do it. And I went back in, tried to hit it again. It wouldn't let me do it. So I said, okay, fine, whatever. So Spirit says, just go around and just go ahead and hit go live and do it that way. And then bring up your laptop so you can see what you're doing. And I said, okay, fine, I'll do it like that. So these, what we are going to focus in on your journal writing is what do you feel and know, and what is the turning point for you? Because it is about the journey. Okay, it's about the journey. This journey here. So what is that, and what needs to be transmuted? When we're going through transmutation, what needs to be transmuted so that you move into your transmutational part? So I'm going to tell you what I saw today, but what started last night. So last night, I was just laying in the bed, and I saw the picture that Conscious Jews had posted about Oregon and Washington, how they were getting flooded like crazy, but nothing was being said on the regular news about it. Nothing was being discussed. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Why wouldn't you talk about that? So when I was watching it, I don't know, something just came into my mind that says, I wonder if they had fog. I wonder if they had fog before this happened. So I asked Gemini, which is on the Samsung phone and is everywhere else. So I asked Gemini and I said, hey, did 3 days prior before all the rain started for Oregon and Washington, was there any form of fog that came in? The answer was yes. And it was in the areas that were flooding the heaviest. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So I'm sitting there thinking, what if they were using the fog as a marker or where they wanted to potentially direct flooding? Now, I know Mother is doing a lot of things, but they have already messed up some of the natural coordinates of things to happen in a way that would benefit them as an outcome. So, and there was also another post that he did about 700 different potholes that have opened up over in Turkey. And I'm like, wow, deep, not potholes, but deep sinkholes that have opened up in Turkey, perfectly circled sinkholes. And I'm like, wow. So that almost looks like a breathing release from Mother Earth, like she has to breathe. And so she just opened that up so she could breathe. That's what it looks like. So I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. So now fast forward to today. And also he showed the picture of the Statue of Liberty falling over. Now I remember saying, the Statue of Liberty is going to fall over. But I did not know that there was a Statue of Liberty in Brazil, a copy of the statue. And I was like, what? So it fell over due to a windstorm. And I said, okay, so that means that the real one is going to come down. I don't know how it's going to come down. They always showing it in all these disaster movies that the Statue of Liberty is going to fall. Every Independence Day, all of that, they always show Statue of Liberty is down. Okay. So I'm just going to hold on that and just keep that in the back of my hat that this is going to be taking place. This is going to be happening. Now, I'm going to turn this so that you can see this better. Okay. Okay. Is that good? Okay, perfect. Okay. So this is what I'm going to want you to look at. So now I'm going to switch these colors around. Okay, there. So this morning when I went to go look at the sun, it was really interesting because it was right outside the door and I was looking out the window and all I could see was this circle of white light. No rays on it, no nothing, because the clouds were passing through and doing all that stuff. But here's the thing. What I saw when I was looking at it was this beautiful deep color, ruby color that was coming over that sunlight, and then a violet light color that was coming over the top of it. And I was like, what is going on? And I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I said, what is this that I'm seeing? And I was telling her what I was seeing. I said, I'm seeing this particular colors of these clouds that are moving through, but they're really this deep pink color, like a ruby color, and this violet color. And she goes, wow. And I said, go outside, look at this, look at the sky, see if you can see it where you are. And she goes, I can't see anything, it's just clouds. I go, what do you mean? It's right there, you should be able to see it. She goes, no, I can't see it, you're in a different thing. I said, no, I'm looking right at it. And she goes, I said, you should be able to see it. And she goes, no, I can't see it. So she gets off the phone, I go back and I'm looking and I'm watching it. And I start communicating with it. And I said, okay, show me the color green. I wanted to see this kind of color green. Show me green. Next thing I know, clouds come past it. And then this green shows up. Really just a light green. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then it passes through. Clouds come back over it. And then it comes back up. And I'm thinking pink. Then the pink starts flowing again. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just kept paying attention to it. And that pink ruby color comes from the living water codes. And it comes from the Aquarian waters that bear of the constellation of that. Okay. Now, the violet light codes are a combination of the Holy Mother and the Holy Father energy, which unify and bring into creation. And that creation is what is within. What are you creating within? So I was asking which one of these drawings would be close enough to that energy of what you need to see. And we're just going to do a quick clearing of some miasm energy. So all I want you to do is take a nice deep breath, inhale it, exhale it out. Okay. And I want you to just look at the symbols. Just keep your eyes on the symbols. Okay. And just keep looking at it. Let me see if I should raise it up a little bit. Yeah, there. Okay, just keep looking at it. Taking a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale out. And I bring it down just a little bit. Okay. I want to make sure I get it lined up just right. Okay, so inhale, hold a breath. I want you to think of planetary miasms to be cleared. Exhale out and just say the word clear planetary miasms. Now, I am releasing planetary miasms now. Okay, the next one, take a nice deep breath in. Inhale, hold the breath, and say, I am now going to clear stellar miasms. Now, exhale it out. I am now clearing stellar miasms. Now, breathe. Okay, take another deep breath in. And this one is acquired miasms. Hold the breath. I am now clearing all acquired miasms. Exhale it out. And the last one, take a deep breath in, hold the breath. I am clearing all inherited miasms now. And blow it out. Okay, I'm going to lower this down. And just inhale, hold the breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, hold the breath again. Exhale it out. Inhale, hold the breath again. Exhale it out. And last one, inhale, hold the breath again. Exhale it out. Okay, just keep your eyes on the drawing. Just keep looking at it. Just keep looking at it. Breathe. Just keep looking at it. Okay, now all I need you to do is to just close your eyes and let your third eye do the imprinted work that it needs to do with you. Okay, just breathe. Inhale, exhale. Okay. All right. So that is the base of that. And I'm going to close out with the Aura-Soma. While you're still processing that. And the one that lines up with the pink and the violet is called Kindness, number 35. Here it is. Right there. Number 35. Okay, this is kindness. Try to get it just right. There. Okay, so let me read the words. So the pink and the violet, kindness, and it's when you shake it together, it becomes violet. And this works with the base and the crown. The Two of Wands is the Tarot card. The I Ching is the fire above, the earth below, 35 progress, and getting closer to the spiritual through love. Through love. And here's the affirmation. In healing others, I heal myself. So this brings in healthful in situation in which someone suffers physically, for example, if one is in pain, but no specific reason can be found. This also works with brings back energy to the helper when you're feeling burned out syndrome, and it protects from aggressive energy, revs up the mind and the soul, and establish access to empathy for oneself or others, and helps the user get in touch with his or her life purpose. Love that. Physically, This is useful with problems of menopause, pain in the chest, headaches, insomnia, especially when caused by emotional problems. Emotionally, this helps to break up old patterns of despair, enables the person to cope with disappointment in love and with extreme depression. And positive personality aspects, it works on experiences of deep satisfaction through helping others, thereby helping oneself, possessing the gifts of healing, also of distant healing, that is healing someone who is not in the immediate vicinity. This is a person's thoughts are ruled by love. He or she is gentle, spiritual soul who is concerned about welfare of humanity. It is a connection with the love from above, possesses self-confidence and strength. So, this is what this energy does. The mental aspect is encourages self-acceptance, develop intuition, opens up for love, makes the old tapes unnecessary. That is things that people keep rethinking over and over, and it helps to move out and release oversensitivity and I want to say exaggerate self-love. There it is. Okay, so that is the meaning of that and put together. So, your homework tonight, prompting journal, is going to be all about that self-love energy. Where are you seeing yourself now in that self-love energy? What is it that you know? What is that for you? What is the transmutation? She feels, she knows. And then the turning point. What is that for you? What's the turning point? Where's your turning point? All right, lovelies. This concludes my teaching for today. So everyone be good to yourself. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to set up something and do it the way I need to be doing it. I've been working on self-love energy, so this was perfect. Yay! I love it. So this healing artwork is all about going in and moving through different areas that have been blocked. So I want you to come up with a healing shield for yourself. I want you to sit down. This is a creative time. Sit down with the beautiful colors of pinks and violets, some greens, and I want you to just sit down and draw out a shield. Make it circular so that it protects 360 degrees around. And on your shield, you're going to write either symbols that resembles something of self-love, symbols that resembles moving dark energy away from you, repelling negativity, because I want you to have this shield that you personally will design that is a part of your energy signature. You're going to create your healing shield. And the healing shield can have protection in it. You can use symbols, whatever it is. I want you to draw it out. And after you draw it out and you make it all pretty with colors, I want you to sit with it and just look at it, stare into it. And after you stare at it, I want you to close your eyes and make sure that you can still see it in your mind's eye and absorb that energy and then say the words, I activate this shield now, and let it be activated for you. All right, lovelies, that's my teaching for today. Sorry, it was just really short and cute, straight to the point. But that's how I want you to jump into your work for tonight and be good to yourself. So on that note, everyone have a good evening. Please put a like on the video. I'm hearing from so many different people who are doing the work. They're out there doing their part, and they are getting shadow banned right and left. And it's almost like we don't want anybody talking about anything positive. We only want the negative stuff here on YouTube. We want the false narrative stuff. We want the fear stuff. That's what they're creating. So anyway, we just keep it going. We have only a couple more days of this work, and we just keep it going. Yes, they are all about the controlled narrative. Yes, I mean, there was a guy that was on live, and he was saying, they shadow banned him. They took down some of his videos, things that he was talking about in his healing. He's a holistic healer. He has his own business, makes his product, and they were doing away with that. And I said, wow, look at that. So everyone have a good one. Just know we're in it right now. It's called spiritual warfare. So let's just rise up in our light, and then I know we can just transmute all that. All right, everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much for being here on Be So Light. Bye.